Hi, and welcome to this movement and meditation practice. So I've created this practice for our spring equinox, Ostara. And as we come into this new year, this start of the new year, we really feel into that energy of hope, of fertility, of wanting to go outside, wanting to go really, our engine is starting. And we also really realized that, or at least I realized that I feel like I want to clean the house. I want to clear out my closet. I want to clean my windows. I want to bring fresh flowers into the house and do a sweep through. And this inspired me to create this practice, which can, be done at any point in life when you feel like you need a sweep through. So even if you're doing this at a later stage, it's still very valid. So this practice, we're going to just do a sweep through of our inner landscape. So we're going to clear out the winter. We're going to shed our skin, so to say, in this year of the snake, 2025, and we're going to figure out what we actually need for this new year that is starting now. So I'm going to invite you to put on some music that you enjoy, because this is your practice. I'm going to leave that one to you. Just put on some music that you can move to, that you feel that you can move to. I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that. And then once you've put that music on, you can start bouncing the same way that I'm doing now. Or if you want to do this practice without music, very welcome to do that as well. So we're just going to start with some movements and some shaking. We're going to see if we can move all that stagnant energy of the winter months. We're going to use our breath. And you're doing this by yourself or maybe with your partner, so it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't need to be choreographed. It doesn't need to be pretty. Letting go. Using your breath, really bouncing in the knees, letting the arms flop. You can start small, but you can start going bigger and bigger. And you can bring in some more vigorous movements, so you can make them snappier, louder. Your arms, your hands, you want to shimmy your shoulders. And it's also really nice to feel like you're working into those hips. So really letting go of the hip area of the bum, feeling everything bounce. There you go, bringing in the movement. We're going to keep doing this for another few minutes. So really set yourself up here. We can start maybe bringing a bit of a jump. Really feel that blood pressure rising. You feel your heartbeat rising. And let's bring in the face. So we're going to just make really strange faces. You can close your eyes for this or keep them open, whichever works best for you. Just start pulling weird faces while you're bouncing. Really opening up your mouth. Using that breath. Even bringing in a lion breath. So lion breath is we're going to take a deep inhale. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to stick out our tongue and roll like a lion, but with our breath. So it looks like this. We're going to inhale. Then we're going to exhale. All right, let's do 4 more of those. Inhale. Exhale, sticking out your tongue. Last 2. Keep shaking. Last 1. Bring it back to the shaking. Now, if you're still jumping, let's put those feet back onto the ground. So we're going to sink down more into the ground. We're going to come lower into our knees. We're going to sink down low, and we're really going to feel that we're letting go of the pelvic area. So especially if you're a woman, we store all of our emotions in our womb area, so in our pelvic area. And as we're working with this energy of Ostara, this fertile energy of new beginnings, whatever that may be in your life, could be in a relationship or in work or bringing in a child to this earth, wherever you're at, let's go into that, sink down into that womb space. And let's release all of that stagnant winter energy that's still there. So we're actually going to be twerking here. So I hope you're all feeling your bum bouncing. You might even be feeling this a bit in your legs. Just keep going. Each exhale, really feel that you're releasing your pelvic muscles. Now while you're here, breathing into that womb space, whether you still have a womb or not, your energetic womb space. As you're melding this practice, again, energetic womb space. Really sinking down low into those hips. You can even imagine that there's a cord going from the tip of your spine, like your tailbone, all the way down into the ground. Lower and lower. You feel this cord going past all the elements. We have the element of air pockets that we soar past. We have the magma levels of the earth, the fire. We have the earth itself, the dry, the moist, fertile land. And we have the waters. We sink lower and lower until we reach the center of the earth. We keep shaking, we keep connecting, we keep moving. And then we connect ourselves to the center of the earth, hooking our root rock cord onto it. And centering ourselves to this day, to this practice, to this new beginning that Ostara brings us, our spring equinox. And then very gently you're going to make your bounce smaller and smaller. Until you come to a complete standstill. Your eyes are closed. Oh, feel that gentle movement of every cell in your body. Feel the exhale. Feel the connection to the land. Feel the connection to your body. Feel the connection to universe, source, goddess, whatever name suits you. You can place your left hand on your heart center and your right hand on your womb space. And if it's not comfortable to lay your hands on your body, you can just hover them a few centimeters in front of it. Let's just take a few deep breaths. Filling up both spaces. And then you can either keep your eyes closed or gently blink them open and come find a seated position. Once you are in a comfortable position, you can close your eyes again, keeping your hands on your heart and your womb space. And then I'd like you to imagine that there's a white light in your heart space. It's a beautiful, beautiful light. Maybe it's a bit more off-white or yellow, whatever comes to mind. But it's filling your heart space more and more. And if you have trouble visualizing, you can just tap into the feeling of what it would feel like to have this light there. Now we're going to breathe into that light. Feel it filling up our hearts, opening up our hearts. The front side, our giving heart, and back between our shoulder blades, our receiving heart. You feel them melting together. And bringing our attention down into our womb space. And again, there we're also going to envision a light. For me, it's always a soft pink salmon-y color. Maybe you have a different light that comes to mind, so follow what works for you. And you feel this light filling up your womb and your womb space. It's a warm light that relaxes all your muscles. That lights up your pelvic bowl as it holds you, your being, your organs, your body. And as it holds all your seeds for the new year, as it holds your intuition, your deep knowing. Now we're going to let these lights combine. So our light from our pelvis is going to come up into our heart space. Now light from our heart space is going to come into our pelvis. And they're going to mix together. And in this way we are mixing our heart wishes, our heart intentions with our womb space, with our deep knowing, our intuition, bringing our wishes down into the womb, into our seeds, and bringing those seeds back into our heart so that we can bring them into the world, in the front of our body, and that we may receive them through our back body. And just like that, that cycle is going to continue on and on and on. Our heart wishes going down into our womb, the seeds in our womb picking up those heart wishes. Those seeds rising up to our heart space. On the exhale, we blow them out into the world. And with our inhale, we receive them again. And this cycle is infinite. We're going to do it with one more breath here today, but know that the cycle will never end. Taking a deep inhale, feeling into our heart wishes. Exhale, bringing them down into our womb space, towards our seeds. Inhale, bring the seeds back into our heart space. Exhale, blowing those seeds out into the universe. Inhale, bring that energy back into our bodies. And let's stay here for a few more breaths so you can keep this cycle going for yourself. When you're ready, you can blink open your eyes and grab hold of your journal, a piece of paper that you have with you. And we're just going to do a few minutes of intuitive journaling. So what that means is I'm going to give you 3 prompts, and I'm going to invite you to write from this womb space, from this deep knowing, this inner wisdom, and try and just write. Don't think about it. Don't let the mind take over what she thinks or he thinks you should be writing, but just really try and flow from this space where you're at now, this deeply rooted space. So the first prompt that I have for you is, what was I allowed to let go of during our shaking meditation? What was I allowed to let go of during the shaking meditation? What was I allowed to let go of during the shake meditation? I'm going to continue to give the second prompt. You can, of course, always come back to the first one and write a bit more if you're not finished yet. So the second prompt is, what are my heart wishes for this new year? What are my heart wishes for this new year? What are my heart wishes for this new year? And then the final prompt, again, you can come back if you weren't finished writing yet, is, how can I best support myself to let my seeds grow? How can I best support myself to let my seeds grow? how can I best support myself to let my seeds grow? So what I found when working with these prompts myself is that surprisingly not necessarily what I thought was going to come up came up, and not necessarily what my mind had thought up that I needed came up. And I think that is something really beautiful, that the clarity we receive is not necessarily something that we want to see, but it is something that we truly need. And being able to flow with that, being able to change our lives in the way that is needed to best support us, I think is a beautiful way of living what we practice on the mat. So I truly invite you to see what has come up during this practice, and to really try and make those changes that are needed to fully support yourself. Because I think that is the only way that we can live in true embodiment of what we need, what our purpose here is on earth, and how we can best serve the collective in a time when that is incredibly needed. So with that, I'm going to thank you very much for joining me for this practice, and I would absolutely love to hear from you. So please reach out if you have any questions or any comments or anything else. And yeah, I wish you a beautiful day. Thank you so much. Namaste.